What's up, everybody, and welcome back to your favorite YouTube channel with your favorite host, Mr. Death himself. That's right, I'm here with y'all today, and before I get into what I'm going to talk about, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been liking and subscribing to my channel. And just remember, I'm getting a ton of comments every single day, and as much as I would like to heart everybody's comment, I can't, man. But I am trying my hardest to respond and reply to, everyone that's been leaving comments and whatnot. But I do appreciate all the good support, man. I really do. It doesn't go unnoticed. Sooner or later, I'll read your message and I'll reply or leave a pretty little heart next to your comment. Something you can always look forward to. Anyways, today we are going to be talking about bullying, man. That is right. And the reason why I chose this topic is because I went to Great Wolf Lodge with my family, and I was sitting in line in one of the slides. The slide lines were really long. That's a tongue twister. The slide lines were really long. Anyways, so yeah, and I was sitting in line with my daughter, and this group of kids were right in front of me. And it was a bunch of little boys, aging from like 14 to 10. It was about 6 of them. And there was this little kid in the bunch, and they kept plucking him, plucking him on his back of his head when he wasn't looking. Then when he would look, someone would get his ear. This kid had red marks all over his body, and I just really wanted to go in there and do something about it, man. I wanted to say, hey kid, these are not your friends. Stand up for yourself, man. They aren't your friends. If they were your friends, they wouldn't be joking on you and messing with you like that inconspicuously. They might not be trying to harm them, but bullying comes in all shapes and forms, okay? It could happen by the people that you think are your closest friends. I'm going to tell you some of the ways to avoid these situations, and coming from experience, alright, I did bully a little bit growing up in school. It's nothing that I'm proud of. It's something horrible. I was never the violent bully type, but I would always joke certain people all the time. And I don't know why I did it. Now that I look back, I just wanted respect. I guess I felt like I was getting respect by doing it. And I think it works sometimes. I don't think they respected me. I think people just feared me mostly. And yeah, when you're growing up, you think the girls like that stuff. And some of them do. They really do. They like a little hardcore in their life, you know what I mean? So I was definitely trying to be as hardcore as possible. But another thing about this is I pick and chose who I wanted to mess with and pick on. I never picked on anyone that I knew could turn on me in a dime and knock me out. You know what I mean? I picked someone equal to my power level or someone that was definitely weaker than me. So, yeah, definitely picking and choosing. And you see bullying in nature and self-defense mechanisms in nature, okay? Like a butterfly, for instance, okay? They have those markings on their wings, to make predators think that they're bigger than what they are. Bugs and birds, peacocks, they have all these huge feathers that make them look real big, But really, it's just a self-defense mechanism against larger predators, okay? So that could be a tactic that you could use. You could change your dress code up, lean a little more towards the danger zone, slap some leather jackets on or something. I don't know, but I'm just saying, there's bullying everywhere, okay? Even in nature. And they get, we all have some kind of self-defense mechanism built into us. We are primal in nature, okay? Deep down, even though we've been trained to like social media our whole lives, believe it or not, our ancestors were getting it in with clubs and stones, okay? For real. So just keep that in mind. Everybody has an inner animal inside them. So be careful to all those bullies out there. I have seen bullies get knocked out by some puny kids that just went animal on them out of nowhere. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and drop 4 major tactics that you can use when it comes to bullying, okay? And just remember that bullying comes in all shapes and forms and ages, okay? It doesn't have to be just little teenagers, even though most of it happens when you're a teenager, okay? So let me go ahead and jump into these 4. I wrote them down. Okay, the first one. The first one is called pull them to the side, okay? Now this actually works more times than you might think, okay? I've told you I've pulled OGs to the side and talked to them in the penitentiary if I had a problem with someone that they might, one of their little soldiers or something, if they got a problem. Look, I went to the root of the problem, okay? Just like out here, you got a problem in the store, you don't talk to the cash register guy. You go up to the freaking management, okay? It goes the same way. Now, in your case, if you're getting bullied, the manager in the situation is the bully himself, all right? So pulling him to the side, okay? This guy likes to get praised by other people. Bullies like that. They like the attention from everyone else staring at them as they're picking on you in most instances, or just his friends. So you got to pull him to the side when he's all alone and no one's around, okay? Walk up on him, run up on him, like, you know, he'll be so just astonished that you came up to him instead of him coming up to you for a change, that he's going to listen to what you got to say, okay? Trust me. Now, this ain't going to work 100% of the time, okay? There's always going to be times when someone, you know, is just evil, okay? So don't take all this literally like a 100% guaranteed mission plan to get rid of a bully. Sometimes you just can't. Honestly, sometimes you can't get rid of them. But anyways, back to what I was saying, pulling them to the side, okay? You can pull that guy to the side, you know, talk to him. Say, hey, bro, I'm pulling you to the side like a man, okay? I'm talking to you man to man, and I just want to let you know, man, I don't know why you don't like me or whatnot, but, you know, I got respect for you, even though I'm sure you don't respect me at all, but I'm respecting you, and I'm bringing it to you as a man. You know, this is what I have going on. This is the problems that's, you know what's going on as well. You know, I ain't got to tell you everything. You know, say that to him. You know you've been messing with me, and, you know, I really don't appreciate it, man. Is there any way that you could just stop, or we could figure out something, man? You seem like a cool dude, you know, stuff like that. Pull him to the side respectfully, and don't be timid, man. If you're going to roll up on this bully, you better roll up on him, you know, with some gusto, okay? Go drink some Texas Pete and put some hair in your chest or something, you know? So just remember that. Don't roll up on them the wrong way. Roll up on them with respect and like a man, okay? Don't be scared. Once you put fear in your heart, they'll smell it from a mile away. So that's my first tactic. Pull him to the side when nobody's around, when nobody's looking, when he's walking to the bus or getting off the bus or you know, anywhere. Now, number two. This goes back to animalistic instincts, okay? Like I said, you know, there's animals and insects out there that have a whole different look that makes them look like a bigger and stronger animal. That's why the predators don't mess with them, okay? So that's a defense mechanism. And for humans, what can you do, okay? Let me show you. You better start getting right. That's right, you better start preparing. You know, you never know. Most bullies, they ain't picking on no buff guy. They ain't picking on no guy that's out there who knows how to throw a fist. You know, you got a bully at hand, okay? So you got to approach it, you know, more of a physical manner sometimes. And, you know, you can't do that if you're just sitting in your room playing video games all day and not preparing yourself for the worst case scenario, okay? And, you know, a lot of these kids nowadays are bringing guns to school because they don't know how to throw a freaking fist. That's it, you know. And they let this stuff bottle up inside of them for so long that they black out and they just go do their own thing, man, and cause all this crime, killing people, random people, you know. Especially in kids, you know, their minds aren't formed yet properly, man. I thought so crazy when I was a kid. And I remember people used to tell me you're going to grow up and think totally different. I was like, no, I'm not. And you know what? I'm a totally different person. So just remember that, man. You got to start training. You know, you don't need a gun. You don't. You don't. You don't need a gun. I mean, some projects you might need a gun. But when it comes to, you know, getting bullied by a random guy, not some freaking gangster or something, you know, you're going to have to start training, man. You're going to have to start lifting some weights, beefing up. You know, a bully isn't going to come on someone that's big and cut up and looks like he could actually put up a fight, okay? And then learn how to throw some fists, you know what I mean? go practice punching stuff, because you can't go out there punching like with your palm. You're gonna have to go out there and start throwing some punches, man. Get used to the motion. Put yourself in that mind state, because it might come down to the point where you have to stand up for yourself. And that is key when messing around with bullies, okay? Now, number 3, don't put yourself in situations, okay? I've seen kids that get bullied all the time in high school and in prison, okay? And, you know, there was plenty of times where they could have just avoided it if they weren't around, all right? A lot of people, they'll go to a party or something knowing the bully's there and knowing he's probably been drinking, or in prison, you know, they'll go to a poker table knowing that the guy who's been picking on him in the block the whole time in prison is playing at the same poker table. Why are you going to put yourself in that position to be around this guy for him to open up a window to start messing with you again, okay? You need to avoid the guy, you know? If pulling him to the side and working out don't work, try avoiding him, okay? Not running from him. Just don't put yourself in a position where it's going to happen, okay? Like, I've seen kids that go to parties in high school knowing the bullies are there, and they still went, thinking it was going to be okay just because they got their little friends with them. It ain't like that, man. It's not. You know, you're going to go put yourself around that bully, he's going to keep bullying you if you haven't stopped it in its tracks. Now, so that's number 3, you know. Don't put yourself in a position to where you have to deal with this guy on the regular, okay? Just try to avoid him. But key is here, never run from him. Face your fears head on, man. It feels so much better even if you do get conquered. That's right. Face your fears. So for the last and most important rule when it comes to bullying, and I'm telling you, this is the most important rule when it comes to bullying, okay? Let me give you a little description. It's called, I'm going to name this topic, I guess, stop it in its tracks. That's right. Now, okay, when I was growing up in high school, man, I had a lot of friends and I knew a lot of people, man. I would like to consider myself pretty popular, you know what I mean? And people knew me. They knew I was a troublemaker, you know, class clown and stuff like that. And one thing that I have realized, and I remember from high school, is a lot of my friends, man, they used to make a lot of jokes. You know, they would come at you, they'll come out of nowhere and just slug you in the arm, you know. And I couldn't stand that stuff, man, because I was the type of person, okay, don't mess with me. I ain't messing with you, don't mess with me, man. I don't care if you're my homeboy or not, okay? And that's how I started getting the power, okay? When I was in high school, that's when everything changed. I wanted the power. And how did I do that? I stopped it in its tracks, man. A lot of these people that are getting bullied allow it to keep happening. You have to stop it immediately, as soon as they do it. And you better stop it. You better say, hey, bro, don't play with me like that. You know what I mean? Don't play with me like that. I don't like those gay jokes. I don't like none of that stuff, man. You know, you're cool, we cool, but stop that stuff. Don't bring that stuff my way. Immediately, okay? And there's strangers that I talk to when I'm out playing pool and poker and stuff, and I'll hear some people cracking jokes at people, you know what I mean? I've had a guy who was wasted crack a joke on me. I don't care if he's wasted. I don't know the guy for real, you know? I just played a couple games of pool with him. As soon as he crack a stupid high school joke like that, I say, hey, bro, look, I don't play that, man, for real. I understand you've been drinking a few beers, but just stop that right now. Don't play with me like that. You can play with all those guys like that, but don't play with me like that. You know what I mean? You got to stop it before it keeps on going. Because I'm telling you, I've seen people allow the bullying to happen. The longer that it lasts, the more power this guy gets, and it's going to be harder for you to stop it, okay? You have to stop it in its tracks. You have to tell the guy immediately, do not mess with me. Do not, or your friends, do not play those games with me, man, okay? Don't just start wrestling me for no reason, okay? I'm not that type of guy, okay? I don't want to wrestle you. I don't want to play bloody knuckles. I ain't got time for that stuff, you know what I mean? Some guys, they like it, and for some reason, I don't know. I've had friends of all kinds, very hostile friends, and, you know, they can be hostile like that with all of the other friends, but they know better than to become like that around me, because I don't stand for that stuff. I've never been that type of guy that, like I said, gay jokes and stuff like that. Look, I know it's no harm, no foul, you know, just like that kid getting plucked You know, they probably eat lunch together and play basketball together, but they're still bullying them in a way. And that stuff, really, believe it or not, messes with people, man. It really gets to them, and they won't never forget it, you know what I mean? So I don't know how I was built with this knowledge, but I do remember people trying to start stuff like that, friends, homeboys. I would stop it immediately before it even got any further, okay? And I don't know, I never learned that. That was just something that I was born with. But I wish I had someone telling me stuff like this now, because honestly, there is a huge problem with bullying out there, and it's very sad. Sometimes you're not going to be able to avoid no bully, man. You're going to have to throw down, okay? You're going to have to probably fight. That's just how it is. And I can promise you, man, you go in there throwing some punches, the guy's not going to want to fight every single day, okay? He's not. That ain't how it is. He's going to stop bullying you, man. I can almost guarantee he will stop bullying you if every time, you know, he starts something, you square up, okay? For real. The man's going to respect you a lot more because you square up, even if you don't know how to throw no fist, even though that is rule number, what is it, 2? Start training, man. Don't be that kind of guy where people prey on you just because you're so puny, okay? And I was puny all throughout high school, okay? I played sports, but I was a small guy, so I had to claim my dominance, you know? So yeah, those are my 2 cents on how to get rid of a bully, man. I hope it helps someone out there. You know, I'm sure there's other tactics involved, you know, speech, the way you talk. Man, I've talked my way out of some serious trouble where I probably would have been killed, you know. You know, kill them with kindness, stuff like that, man. All kinds of tactics out there for you to be able to avoid bullying. But I'll tell you right now, the #1 tactic in my list is stop it in its tracks before it becomes worse. You got to stop it right then and there, man. Okay? Be prepared to fight. Be prepared. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Don't fight. I'm saying be prepared, man. Go get yourself a couple dumbbells and start strengthening up, okay? It's just like anything else. You know you got a big exam coming. What do? This exam could beat you up. It could beat you, man. You could lose and you could not pass this grade. So what do? You train. You train your mind to pass this exam. Same thing goes for a bully, man. He wants to deal with the physical aspect of life. Well, you better start training and get physical. Hope y'all enjoyed this 25K special, man. Let's keep it sucker free. Death wants you to subscribe. Until the next time, y'all. Love every last one of y'all.